The disabled tyrant's beloved pet fish. Transmigration. Chapter 70. Xuěshān was wearing a crimson wedding outfit and a huge smile all over his face. The princess of Jinju was covered by a head veil that had an image of a pair of mandarin ducks playing in water. She carried jade bottles and a scepter. Although her face was not visible, when they took their bows, one could still see that her brightly red lips were also curved upwards. Watching the couple knelt and bowed as they completed the wedding ceremony, Liu felt extremely emotional inside. Liu played a part in getting this couple together and surmount their fate in the original novel. He hoped that they could continue to be this harmonious and live peacefully. They were like an extremely good omen. There was another pair that was not the same as in the original novel. Liu couldn't help but glance at Jingwang. He discovered that the other was also looking at him. The two stood side by side, stuck together. Under their sleeves, their hands touched. Liu silently made a wish. Under the auspices of the Duke of Chang'an, the wedding proceeded smoothly. Not long after, an elder servant came over with an invitation, saying an old acquaintance wanted to see His Highness Jingwang. Jingwang looked at the servant who came and already knew who the person inviting them was. He held Liu's hand tighter and gave him a tug. Liu understood. Jingwang wanted him to go as well. Liu followed Jingwang over. Jingwang led him with one hand while not forgetting to carry the crystal bottle with his other hand. Liu knew it's impossible, but he still inevitably got a little jealous. Did Jingwang like fish more or like him more? If he had to compete with others, he didn't worry at all. But if it were fish? After all, Jingwang renovated all of Jing estate into a super huge fish tank and also broke many precedents for fish. Meanwhile, this human form young Master Li was originally hired to take care of fish too. Even all of the gifts that Jingwang gave to young Master Li were all fish related. These kinds of thoughts were extremely terrifying. Perhaps, it wasn't because his name had a fish in it, but rather because he really couldn't compare to a fish after all. Not good. Liu needed to sound it out sometimes in the future. If Jingwang dared to like fish more, Liu will end him. For a second, Liu seemed possessed by the god of jealousy and completely forgot that his imaginary fish rival was also himself. Jingwang was completely unaware of what terrible thing Xiaoyu was thinking about again while he was walking next to him. Holding Liu's hand, he followed the servant and stepped into the back gardens of Chang'an Palace. In the depths of the garden, a white-haired and bearded old man was currently warming up wine in front of a small red clay stove. Pressing his lips together, Jingwang brought Liu in and stepped forth boldly. "You've arrived." The old man saw the two of them and didn't seem surprised. He generously pointed at the two chairs in front of him and said with a smile, "Sit, sit." Jingwang respectfully lowered his head and brought Liu to sit down. Liu was currently pondering about the old man's identity when he suddenly smelled the scent of green plum wine. The green plum wine in the Chang'an Palace were supposedly fermented by the former Duke of Chang'an himself. Who else could this person sitting in front of Jingwang and pouring wine be? It's Xuěshān's grandfather and also Jingwang's maternal grandfather, the former Duke of Chang'an himself. Greetings. With a jolt, Liu hastily got up and bowed. In the novel, this old man was the backbone of Chang'an Palace. However, because his health was very poor, he never properly appeared in person. After Xuěshān met his misfortune, this person soon died of illness. Now that Xuěshān and the princess were getting married, the former Duke of Chang'an must also be well. Liu just never imagined that he would actually see this old man in person. Now this was really Jingwang's elder. Xuěshān smiled as he looked at the youth before him, then he looked at Jingwang. "He's really a very nice boy." With a faint smile, Xuěshān indicated for Liu to sit down. He felt he was very good at reading people. He could tell the character of a youth this age with just one look. "Has your highness decided?" Xuěshān asked Jingwang. Jingwang's expression was solemn as he nodded. Xuěshān didn't ask him for any reason. Instead, he smiled and said, "Then I have decided, too. Since His Highness has ordered it, I will do my best." Jingwang looked at him for a moment. His expression was calm and grateful. Jingwang lowered his head to pour wine for Xuěshān and also filled his own cup. The two people drank together, as if reaching some sort of important agreement. Liu didn't know what kind of riddle they were going on about. But in this kind of situation, it wasn't appropriate for him to interrupt. He could only weakly push the bamboo cup in front of him towards Jingwang. Fish didn't want to think about things that were too complicated. He only wanted to taste the green plum wine. Okay. Because of his action, both Xuěshān and Jingwang froze. Xuěshān suppressed a smile and sat back to watch the show. Jingwang gave Liu a glance and turned around to pour Fish a cupful of wine as well. Then, Liu delightedly picked up the wine cup and took a whiff. Just as he was about to take a sip, Jingwang snatched the bamboo cup out of his hands again and drank it all in one go. "Liu. Your Highness, you drank my wine." Liu softly protested. The wine that was poured for him was naturally his. Jingwang shook his head with a smile. It wouldn't be good for the Carpio to get drunk out of his room. Giving him a whiff was good enough. Liu noisily expressed his indignance at Jingwang. To the side, Xuěshān leisurely poured himself wine and drank by himself. The quiet and calm young man and the lively enthusiastic youth. Watching this pair made him feel happy inside. He already saw Xuěshān and the Princess of Jinju. Like these two, they were both good children. When he saw the pair of jade butterflies in Liu's hands, the smile in Xuěshān's eyes grew. He also pulled out the jade sigil that he received when he got married back in the days. Meeting the elders didn't seem that difficult after all. Liu thought as he held the jade sigil and the jade butterflies. Actually, he was worried at the beginning that Jingwang's family would object to them being together. After all, Jingwang had turned into a cut sleeve with him. None of these relatives seemed to be worried that Jingwang would go astray in the future. Xuěshān and the princess both knew him, so naturally they don't need to be counted. The former Duke of Chang'an and the Duchess of Chang'an both seemed to like him a lot and gave him gifts. Xuěshān even secretly told Liu while Jingwang wasn't paying attention that next time, he will specifically give Liu some good wine. He really looked after Liu very well. Liu, where is this huge sense of responsibility coming from? Suddenly he felt like since he had met the elders, and the elders treated him well, he should also treat Jingwang even better. Xiao Yu's strangely serious and responsible expression made Jingwang really want to pinch the fish's cheeks. Of course, the people of Chang'an Palace wouldn't object to the two of them. Jingwang had long passed the age of marrying a wife and having children. He still didn't have anyone close to him. Now that he finally had someone he liked, his relatives were probably ecstatic and wished nothing more than to help Jingwang make it all official. However, Jingwang's marriage still required the emperor's approval. Bringing Xiao Yu to see his relatives at Chang'an Palace was a formality. Now that Xuěshān was getting married, for once, the usually impervious Jingwang felt somewhat envious. Jingwang didn't even need to think about it. Of course, it was because he needed to marry Xiao Yu. However, when to inform the emperor and when to request for a marriage edict, Jingwang still needed to give it some serious consideration. It definitely had to be after he and the former Duke of Chang'an reached their agreement. He was the respected son of the empress, destined to face hardships since the time of his birth. He even had to deal with all sorts of assassinations. He had gotten used to it originally and learned how to survive it all. However, after Chang'an Palace almost got framed and several princes caused trouble for the fish one after another, Jingwang finally realized that he couldn't protect the people close to him by just not getting involved in the power struggles. None of those princes were reliable. If he wanted to protect the people he wanted to protect, the best method was to become the ruler himself. Because he was a person with disability, he still had a long road to go. The future must also be filled with more and more danger. Before he achieved a peaceful, stable life, he couldn't bear to involve Xiao Yu in this. Therefore, he can only follow Xiao Yu's intentions and date him first, instead of directly formalizing Xiao Yu's title and identity. But eventually one day, Xiao Yu will receive everything. Your Highness, I want to wander around by myself and then head back first. Holding the jade butterfly and jade sigil in his arms, Li Yu told Jingwang. Because of the existence of the 3 basic rules, he didn't even give a very good excuse. Jingwang won't ask him anyways. Jingwang watched as Li Yu walked to the edge of the garden, behind a few trees. Over there, Li Yu quickly changed back into a fish and slid over with his tail. The crystal bottle was not far behind Jingwang. It was being covered by Jingwang's tall figure and couldn't be seen by the former Duke of Chang'an. Li Yu quietly jumped into the crystal bottle. Although Jingwang didn't directly stare at fish, he heard the light splash of water behind him and knew that Li Yu safely changed back. Xuěshān was in high spirits. He ordered someone to bring over a go board and said with a smile, "The last time I played against you, you still hadn't moved out of Jingtai Palace yet and I had been ordered to visit the Imperial Palace." In a blink of an eye, all of these years had already passed. Jingwang nodded his head and let his grandfather take the white pieces, while he took black for himself. Li Yu swam to the opening of the bottle and carefully lay there. He thought about the riddle-like remarks these two made before. Li Yu felt it was extremely likely that because he was present that the former Duke of Chang'an didn't feel too comfortable speaking directly. Unexpectedly, even after Li Yu left, the riddle between these two people became even worse as they turned their focus onto playing Go. Li Yu only knew the simplest Go moves, so he couldn't understand at all. After watching for a while, he became extremely drowsy. Jingwang had been splitting his attention and watching fish this entire time. Seeing fish was about to slide back into the bottle, Jingwang made a lightning-fast decision. The originally deadlocked battle on the Go board immediately became a bloodbath. The path and result of the game also became apparent. Xuěshān rubbed his chin, saying, "Your Highness's momentum is very different now. Is it because of him?" Jingwang only smiled casually. Protecting oneself and protecting someone else were naturally not the same. This was a rare occasion for Xuěshān to see Jingwang. He still wanted to talk to Jingwang some more, but suddenly a servant came to report that the emperor had arrived. Xuěshān and Jingwang immediately went to greet him. Dressed in casual clothes, the emperor had the imperial guards following from afar as he came to visit the Chang'an Palace incognito. It was only the wedding of the heir of Chang'an Palace and the princess of Jinju. Bestowing gifts was enough, the emperor originally didn't have to come in person. However, because of the terrible thing that the second prince did before, the emperor had to placate the king of Jinju and had to attend in person to express the importance he held for this political marriage alliance. The government officials as well as the patriarch and matriarch of the Chang'an Palace all knelt down and greeted the emperor. The emperor gave a big wave of his hand and said with a smile, "Let the wedding ceremony continue as it should. I only came for a cup of celebratory wine." The emperor sat down with the extremely cheerful king of Jinju and chatted together for a while. The esteemed guests finally relaxed slowly. Xuěshān and Jingwang stepped into the big hall one after the other and greeted the emperor. Because Xuěshān's health have been poor these last few years, he rarely entered the palace. Seeing Xuěshān and then seeing Jingwang, with the addition of a new couple currently getting married at the moment, the emperor inevitably recalled some old memories with Empress Xiaohui. Since Xuěshān had already promised to help Jingwang in his endeavor, naturally he had to put Jingwang's special advantage to full use. He voluntarily said, "The late empress's room still remains as it was. Would you like to take a look, Your Majesty? After Empress Xuěshān passed away, the emperor pretty much never came to visit Chang'an Palace, afraid of bringing up old sorrows. At this time, however, he couldn't help but nod. And since Jingwang was the son that Empress Xuěshān had left in this world, the emperor called Jingwang to accompany him. Jingwang still carried the crystal bottle by his side. The emperor glanced at it and said in surprise, "How long has it been? Your fish already changed this much." The emperor immediately recalled that Jingwang had specifically sent him a report before, informing him of the changes with his fishes. However, reading it was one thing. The last time the emperor saw this fish, the fish was still black with gold markings. Now, the entire fish has changed color. No wonder the emperor was shocked at first. Looks like Liao Kong's words were correct. This really is a descendant of Koi. The emperor exclaimed. The emperor walked closer and looked at the fish inside the bottle. Afraid that the emperor would discover something, Li Yu didn't even dare to blow bubbles and gracefully played the role of an emotionless Koi. Good thing that this fish wasn't the main character of today's event. The emperor very quickly followed the former Duke of Chang'an and went to the quarters where Empress Xuěshān used to live. According to Xuěshān's words, this was the maiden's room that Empress Xuěshān lived in before her marriage. The emperor brought Jingwang inside and saw that the room was arranged just like in Changchun Palace. Eyes becoming blurry, the emperor sat down and started to talk about some trivial things regarding Empress Xuěshān with Jingwang. Hiding in the crystal bottle and at a lower position, Li Yu saw things from a different perspective than everyone else. The emperor mostly saw the familiar decorations. Li Yu, however, discovered that there was a drawing of a woman hanging on the wall. Since this was Empress Xuěshān's maiden room, Li Yu guessed that perhaps Empress Xuěshān drew it herself. Jingwang also knew how to draw. Perhaps this was an inherited talent passed down from mother to son? It's not impossible. Li Yu finished studying the drawing. Then his gaze naturally moved down to the inconspicuous dresser below the drawing. At the corner of the dresser was an old-fashioned cloth doll. At first, Li Yu only felt like it looked a bit familiar. However, after looking at this cloth doll and thinking about it for a while, Li Yu was stunned. Wasn't this the cloth tiger that he once saw in the memory of the secret that he was rewarded with? Although there's no way of confirming that it was the same one, it really looked very much alike. Furthermore, in the secret, the cloth tiger was still an unfinished work. While here in this room, the cloth tiger clearly has been completely sewn into a tiger doll. Was that secret related to Empress Xuěshān? However, the room in the secret wasn't the same room as this one. And Li Yu was very certain that it should have been a palace residence inside the imperial palace. Could it be Empress Xuěshān's Changchun Palace? Li Yu have never been to Changchun Palace before, so he couldn't verify it. At the moment, he can only look at the cloth tiger anxiously. Suddenly he had an idea and started to bump into the wall of the crystal bottle facing the direction of the cloth tiger with his fish mouth non-stop. Jingwang noticed the fish's agitation and walked over there. He also saw the cloth tiger doll on the dresser. Having a realization, Jingwang brought the cloth tiger over. The emperor said with a smile, "Your mother really liked these. Back then, she even made some for you. There are plenty of these in Changchun Palace. Do you remember them?" Jingwang nodded slightly. The emperor's words were like fireworks, exploding in Li Yu's head instantly. The secret was one of Jingwang's secrets. Even Jingwang remembered the cloth tiger. Looks like it really must have been Changchun Palace. Just what kind of secret was this? End chapter. The disabled tyrant's beloved pet fish. Transmigration. Chapter 71. In order to gather some more clues, Li Yu stuck close to the wall of the crystal bottle and listened carefully. However, the emperor only mentioned that one sentence. Next, he continued to talk about many of Empress Xuěshān's other interests. Li Yu understood that because of his lingering feelings for Empress Xiaohui, the emperor have always felt pity for Jing Wang. Recently, he even started to let Jing Wang take assignments, like he planned to place Jing Wang in an important position. Li Yu couldn't figure out the secret completely, perhaps it still wasn't the right time yet. Jing Wang was spending an alone time with the emperor right now. It was the perfect time for Jing Wang to make a good impression in front of the emperor. Therefore, Li Yu didn't do anything else. He also just kept Jing Wang company as he listened attentively and quietly. The emperor unconsciously talked for quite a while. Finally refocusing, he said with a smile, "Tianqi, do you think perhaps I'm too long-winded?" Although the emperor's lips were curved, his eyes held a lot of sorrow. As a father and a ruler, he rarely revealed such a sad expression in front of his sons. Jing Wang shook his head. Hesitating briefly, he reached out and patted the emperor on the back of his hand faintly. This was also extremely rare for Jing Wang to reveal the concerns he had towards the emperor. This mere action was enough to make the emperor feel extremely comforted. "Tianqi, you're really very good. I know everything. The official at the Ministry of Works, Zheng Jing, already told me everything. You did very well." The emperor patted Jing Wang's shoulder and was just about to speak some more when the leader of the imperial guard came to report, "Your Majesty, the sixth prince have arrived to give his congratulations." The emperor gave a glance at Jing Wang who was standing beside him. Chang'an Palace was Jing Wang's maternal relatives. It was appropriate for Jing Wang to be here during the wedding of the heir of Chang'an Palace and the princess of Jinju. However, what did this wedding have anything to do with the sixth prince? The sixth prince wasn't a close friend or an important government official. What right did he have to come here without invitation? In addition, if the sixth prince really did come to offer his congratulations, why didn't he arrive early with the other esteemed guests and only arrived when the wedding was almost over? The emperor came late because he didn't want to disturb the ceremony too much. Why did Mu Tianxiao arrive even later than him? The excuse to offer his congratulations was probably fake. Showing face in front of the emperor was his real intent. The emperor saw through the sixth prince's intent and said indifferently, "Since he has arrived, the Duke of Chang'an will naturally look after him. Let him do as he pleases." The emperor didn't have any intentions to go see the sixth prince and speak with him. The emperor conversed some more with Ye Qian and decided to head back to the palace. The sixth prince sent a message over again, saying he wanted to escort the emperor back to the palace personally. This time the emperor acknowledged it. The emperor headed over with Jing Wang. Seeing that it was Jing Wang accompanying the emperor beforehand, Mu Tianxiao was slightly stunned. Li Yu had been carried by Jing Wang all this time. Seeing the sixth prince taking a silent loss here, Li Yu was so happy he wagged his tail non-stop. "How does it feel? We're definitely not leaving the emperor over to you." Li Yu was very attentive. He instantly discovered that next to the sixth prince stood a graceful, beautiful woman in a pleated pomegranate dress. This woman wore a cone-shaped hat with a long veil that covered her face. Through the veil, one could still catch a glimpse of her water-like eyes. The pair of jade-like hands that were exposed outside of her sleeves had skin like cream. Although it was impossible to see her true appearance, it was enough to attract the guests' curiosity and make them privately imagine just what kind of beauty would be under the veil. Li Yu didn't know who this woman was. However, the sixth prince had a previous history of urging the third prince to gift people to others. Clearly, this was the wedding of the heir of the Duke of Chang'an, yet the sixth prince brought over a peerless beauty. Not to mention, of all the times he chose to appear, it just had to be after the emperor arrived. It was clear that he came targeting the emperor. Perhaps Mu Tianxiao had the intentions of offering this woman to the emperor. Li Yu recalled that in the original novel, when the battle for the throne had reached its climax, the sixth prince offered an unknown beautiful concubine to the emperor. That concubine whispered a lot of pillow talk to the emperor and said a lot of good things about the sixth prince, which further put Jing Wang at a disadvantage. Now that the plot had been completely messed up, perhaps the sixth prince decided to present that beauty at this time. Liu needed to find a way to disrupt this. Fish was best at this kind of thing. As Liu was thinking of a countermeasure, he heard Mu Tianxiao said, "Imperial father, the journey back to the palace is wearisome. This imperial son just happened to bring a maid who's good at massage and was willing to serve you." Liu. Looks like Mu Tianxiao wasn't completely shameless. He didn't directly say in front of the crowd that he was giving his father a beauty here and was requesting the emperor to accept her. He only said that the maid was good at massage. Accepting her all depended on the emperor. This was much superior approach than how that stupid third prince did it. Accompanying Jingwang, Liu was right next to the emperor. Under the eyes of the emperor, he was somewhat apprehensive and didn't dare to break out of the crystal bottle. Therefore, Liu only wanted to flip onto his belly a little. Jingwang would definitely ask the emperor for someone to come check him out. If the emperor was occupied with something, he would have no time to care about the beauty that the sixth prince brought. After thinking it through, Liu executed his plan. Unexpectedly, because his body shape changed into a koi, it was no longer like before. Lately, he's also been fed too well. Flipping onto his stomach was much harder than just swimming around. Over here, Liu just held his breath and slightly tilted his fish body. He didn't even have the chance to completely flip over when the emperor immediately said in surprise, "Tianqi, why's your fish slightly tilted?" Jingwang. Actually, once the fish had moved, Jingwang had already noticed. However, Xiao Yu didn't drink any wine and also didn't come in contact with anyone. He shouldn't be feeling unwell. Jingwang suspected that Xiao Yu was purposely doing it, just like how just now, when they were in the room that Empress Xiao Hui once lived in, fish bumped into the wall of the crystal bottle non-stop, as if trying to get Jingwang's attention. Jingwang also felt like Xiao Yu was trying to warn him of something again. However, he never expected that the emperor was also looking at his fish. Without waiting for Jingwang to respond, the emperor already rushed to say, "Jingwang's fish might be unwell, someone come." The emperor ordered the leader of the imperial guards to immediately call over the imperial physicians that accompanied him over. Liu. Why did he feel like the emperor was even more worried than Jingwang here? It made Fish so intimidated that he didn't dare to flip back over again. Fish did his best to maintain his tilted angle. This was even harder than being belly up. Two accompanying imperial physicians hastily rushed over. It didn't matter if they knew how to diagnose and treat a fish or not, in front of the emperor, they must do something. Shaking their heads, the physicians assessed Fish for quite some time and then privately discussed for a while longer. After the sixth prince finished voicing his offer, he maintained his smile. Although he was much more capable than the third prince, he was also experiencing the cold shoulder and awkwardness that the third prince had been subjected to before. The physicians finally stated that Fish might have eaten too much but didn't have any big issues. Liu collaborated and carefully straightened himself out again. Splashing the water slowly with his fish fins and puffing out his cheeks, Liu made himself look like he was really stuffed with food to verify the physician's words. The emperor said, "Since the fish is fine, I should be heading back to the palace. Jingwang can send me off." "What sixth prince? What maid who was good at massage?" The emperor's face color was unsightly and only mentioned Jingwang without saying anything else. For some reason, Liu felt like the emperor was mad right now. However, who was he angry at? Liu felt a bit worried. While no one was looking, Jingwang reached his fingers into the bottle and stroked the fish's back, almost like he was comforting Fish. "Oh right," Liu thought. Jingwang was right beside him. What's there to worry about? The emperor sat on the dragon carriage and headed back to the palace. Jingwang followed behind on horseback. Before entering the palace, the emperor specifically stopped and exclaimed while looking at Jingwang's crystal bottle, "Tianqi, many thanks to your fish today." Liu, who's been eavesdropping? What did this mean? Why would the emperor want to thank fish? Did the emperor really get angry? Not towards anyone else, but did he get angry at the sixth prince? Why? The sixth prince only did one thing when he came over, which is to present a beauty. Thinking about the time and location that the sixth prince presented this beauty, Liu suddenly had a thought. If the sixth prince was bootlicking at a normal time, the emperor might not have been angry. If the sixth prince presented the emperor with a beauty at a normal time, perhaps the emperor would have accepted her. However, what the sixth prince should never have done was to come to Chang'an Palace, the late Empress Xiao Hui's birth family, to present that beauty. Even more so, he shouldn't have tried to give the emperor the woman right after the emperor just reminisced about the late Empress Xiao Hui with Jingwang. Wasn't this practically like hitting the emperor in the face? The sixth prince's birth mother wasn't favored at all. Therefore, he had been trying to give the emperor a beauty for quite a while. He was afraid that directly bringing the beauty into the palace would cause a lot of commotion, which would make the emperor not accept her. Therefore, the sixth prince attempted to give the emperor a glimpse of the veiled beauty while the emperor was outside incognito. Once the emperor became interested, it made the task much easier. However, the sixth prince never expected that the emperor would reminisce about the late empress when he came over to attend the wedding. Otherwise, the sixth prince definitely wouldn't have rushed to present the beauty at this time. The emperor must have felt extremely annoyed in his mind, but couldn't flat out reject the sixth prince, since the sixth prince did it also without context knowledge. In front of the crowd, the emperor urgently needed an excuse to avoid the sixth prince's request. The only thing beside the emperor that he could make a fuss of was Jingwang's fish. Therefore, as soon as the fish tilted, the emperor immediately used it as a reason to call the imperial physicians and made a diversion. Liu had thought he was the one who was successful in destroying the sixth prince's honey trap all this time, but actually, it was the emperor himself who impatiently seized the opportunity to disrupt the sixth prince's plans. Recalling his original plans, Liu felt that it wasn't completely flawless. If fish flipped on his belly and Jingwang didn't discover promptly, or even if Jingwang discovered but didn't end up asking the emperor to summon the physicians, or if Jingwang asked but the emperor ignored him. If the emperor had the intention of accepting the beauty, Liu's plan wouldn't have been effective. It could be said that he was extremely lucky this time. He stumbled upon a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of when the emperor urgently needed an excuse. Liu, who belatedly realized, was this the luck that system increased for me? Liu remembered that the system increased luck for him in three aspects: face-slapping the villain, clothes and food, and a so-called, a shot to the soul. Liu has been working on the food aspect all this time, but the luck didn't seem too apparent. Face-slapping the villain was very understandable. It should be pointing to a time like this, right? Looks like the special quality of a koi was somewhat useful after all. Jingwang finished bringing the emperor back to the imperial palace and then returned to Chang'an Palace. It was already late. The newlyweds were already sent into the bridal room. The esteemed guests pretty much left, but the sixth prince was actually still here. "We meet again, fifth elder brother." Mu Tianxiao never showed any ill temper when he was outside. He greeted Jingwang with a smile. Liu discovered that the veiled beauty was still present beside the sixth prince. The sixth prince shouldn't have discovered why he was given the cold shoulder by the emperor yet. The reason why he greeted Jingwang was probably to get some clues from Jingwang. The little carp immediately transformed into a battlefish and waved his tail furiously towards the sixth prince. "Oi! Master! Husband! Ignore him!" Jingwang nodded his head calmly at the sixth prince as he walked close. The sixth prince was just about to shift the topic onto the emperor's mood when Jingwang walked past him without even turning his head. Mu Tianxiao. Mu Tianxiao didn't manage to stop Jingwang. His gaze landed on the crystal bottle that Jingwang was carrying, onto the fish who was currently flailing non-stop. Liu also discovered that Mu Tianxiao's ice-cold gaze was looking at fish. Stiffening all over, Li Yu immediately turned to move to the side where Jing Wang's sleeve could block his side of fish. If fish can't see the sixth prince, then the sixth prince shouldn't be able to see fish either. Keeping his calm, Li Yu waited for a while before peeking out secretly. The sixth prince already turned around. Li Yu was going to look more when the crystal bottle was suddenly covered. Jing Wang specifically stopped walking and reached inside the bottle to turn fish around so fish could only look at himself. Li Yu. End chapter. The disabled tyrant's beloved pet fish. Transmigration. Chapter 72. Li Yu really felt like he should warn Jing Wang. Since in the original novel, the sixth prince was a formidable enemy for Jing Wang. Now that the second prince had been discarded and the third prince had lost favor, the sixth prince would start being a force to be reckoned with in the battle for the throne. Li Yu once persuaded Jing Wang to be wary of the sixth prince. But actually, Li Yu knew very well that an opponent like the sixth prince can't be defeated just by being passively vigilant. In the original novel, Jing Wang and Cheng An Place suffered a lot as a result. It would be better to defeat the sixth prince before he had a chance to expand his power and influence. But how could Li Yu persuade Jing Wang to take action? First, he was a young master who lived within the Jing estate and didn't really go out much. Secondly, he was not a son of nobility. Even though currently he was dating Jing Wang and Jing Wang pampered him a lot, he still didn't believe that he could confidently persuade Jing Wang in this matter. To be honest, he wasn't confident at all. He wasn't a good strategist. Analyzing the situation was also not his strong point. He could only vaguely understand that being vigilant was being defensive and won't change the current state of affairs. Meanwhile, taking action meant going on the offense. This meant that Jing Wang needed to abandon his usual style of doing things. But as a result, it would attract the sixth prince's attention. Jing Wang probably still didn't have any plans to fight for the throne. If he and the sixth prince have a formal confrontation, even if Jing Wang didn't plan to contend for the throne, he would have to fight anyways. The thing was, compared to making Jing Wang deal with the sixth prince, what's even harder was convincing Jing Wang to fight for the throne. Before, he could convince Jing Wang to be wary of the sixth prince without giving a proper explanation, but it wouldn't be possible to make him fight for the throne without reason. Li Yu was also worried that if tried to talk to him about fighting for the throne, would Jing Wang think Li Yu was harboring ulterior motives and trying to use Jing Wang? Li Yu, who was completely unaware that Jing Wang had already started to make arrangements, ugh. How to convince Jing Wang? No matter what happened, he still had to give it a try. The third prince had a setback and was unable to rise now, but the sixth prince was still bouncing around cheerfully, even daring to present a beauty to the emperor. This incident just happened to indicate that the sixth prince was already trying to build support for himself inside the emperor's harem. The sixth prince couldn't be allowed to prevail. Li Yu managed to find an opportunity to speak with Jing Wang regarding this matter while he was in human form. Your Highness, the sixth prince. Li Yu thought for a moment and wanted to use Jing Wang's status and identity to move him emotionally and base his reasoning on this. Hearing the sixth prince's name, Jing Wang narrowed his eyes dangerously. Jing Wang didn't like the sixth prince, but Li Yu didn't seem to notice at all and continued to ramble on about him. Not giving Li Yu any time to respond, Jing Wang threw him onto the bed and violently kissed him. Ever since the two of them got together, Jing Wang always followed along Li Yu's lead when it came to intimacy, doing whatever Li Yu wanted, giving Li Yu whatever he needed. Even though he couldn't do it until the very last step, Jing Wang still waited very patiently and was never rough. On the contrary, he was extremely considerate of Li Yu's feelings, really never getting angry at Li Yu. Although Li Yu didn't say anything outright, Li Yu also really liked being intimate with Jing Wang, almost forgetting that the person that he was dating had a tyrant character setting. With this tackle, all of Jing Wang's overbearing dominance and ruthlessness erupted outward. Li Yu whimpered and hit the other man on the chest. He did like sweet romantic intimacies, but he didn't like this rough messing around. Moreover, he needed to talk about serious matters. However, Jingwang acted like he didn't hear him and ignored his protests. He only fiercely crushed Li Yu's lips, easily stripping away all of his defenses. Li Yu started to enjoy Jingwang's attention and soon forgot to resist and yielded, feeling as if he was melting into a puddle of mud, eyes watery and could only moan in a low voice. A thin layer of sweat covered both of their bodies. Jingwang finally became gentler. When Li Yu regained a bit of coherence, he fondly touched Jingwang on the temple and said in a hoarse voice, "Your Highness, what's gotten into you?" To be honest, Jingwang didn't actually seem angry. It's just that he started kissing too viciously and too forcefully, which startled the fish. Li Yu's mouth was even swollen. After Jingwang vented, the ruthless aura around him dissipated. He softly kissed Li Yu's cheek and stuffed a sweaty piece of paper into Li Yu's hand. Li Yu opened it and read, "Not allowed to look at other men." Li Yu. The fuck? Where was this strange, yet sulky overbearing CEO aura coming from? Li Yu rubbed his forehead and said, "Your Highness, are you misunderstanding something? I never looked at any other men, I only..." Li Yu's heart skipped a beat. He only vaguely mentioned the sixth prince. Maybe because he also mentioned the sixth prince a few times before, Jingwang had misunderstood this as Li Yu having an interest towards the sixth prince. The piece of paper looked like it had been prepared a while ago. How long has this big scoundrel been chugging vinegar silently? Li Yu smacked the bed in anger. "I want you to see him as a mortal enemy, not a love rival." Jingwang. Ayo, since I already blurted things out. Making use of every second and inch he was given, Li Yu continued, "Your Highness, if the sixth prince obtain the throne, it won't be very good for you. You have to stop him." Jingwang. Jingwang slowly gave Li Yu a look. His expression was very odd, as if he didn't really understand what Li Yu meant, but it definitely wasn't suspicion. "It's fine though." Li Yu basically didn't count on being able to persuade Jingwang with only a few words. The misunderstanding just now emboldened him. Li Yu felt like other than reason and logic, he could use another special skill, selling fish charms and tofu. After Li Yu diligently and sincerely sold them repeatedly to the point that he almost fainted from exhaustion, Jingwang finally smiled and reluctantly promised he wouldn't let the sixth prince become the emperor. The other grown princes were already useless. After getting rid of the sixth prince, only Jingwang would be left. This practically counted as agreeing to fight for the throne. But this wasn't considered stealing the throne, since His Highness himself was the legitimate heir. Fish, who sacrificed greatly for this endeavor. Making the tyrant do what he should be doing is too hard. Why did the protagonist aura have to press down on Fish's body? But if Fish didn't step forward, who would think of the tyrant's future? Li Yu finally resolved a big issue that's been occupying his thoughts. Along the way, he also needed to resolve some small issues. One of these things was because he and Jingwang often fooled around too much. Li Yu's ability to accurately time the duration of his transformation skill was greatly compromised. Although the system gave a countdown warning, it was too short, too hurried. Li Yu almost got exposed in front of Jingwang several times, literally needing to roll off the bed to escape. Jingwang's state wasn't much better because of this. Li Yu kind of wanted to have something like a watch so he can properly gauge the time. In this era, there were no clocks. Most of the time, they used sundials and water clocks, which were basically not very accurate or convenient. Li Yu thought of an hourglass and specifically asked Wang Shi. Wang Shi listened to Li Yu's description of it for quite a while and finally understood. "Young Master Li, you want an hourglass. This old servant knows where to find one and can get it for you." So hourglasses did exist here. Li Yu thanked him profusely and handed Wang Shi a few boxes of peach blossom cookies. Turning around, he started to think about his second issue. Last time, Li Yu went and bought gifts for Xuěshān and the princess wedding. The gifts were all sent, but the memory of encountering counterfeits was still vivid on his mind. Clearly his luck for face-slapping the sixth prince was explosive, yet in terms of buying stuff, he kept on buying fakes. Poor eyesight or terrible luck? What exactly was the real reason here? Not wanting to admit to either of these things, Li Yu asked Wang Shi in a roundabout manner, "Wang Gong, I just want to know, are there a lot of stores selling fake antiques around the Jing estate?" Was there a lot? If this were the case, then it was only inevitable for him to encounter one or two of them. Wang Shi also went with them that day. The shopkeepers who were selling counterfeits were also arrested by him and the guards he brought along. Thinking briefly, he understood Li Yu's meaning and laughed uproariously. "No, there were not that many, but young master, your luck, cough, is really too good. You managed to encounter all of them. The magistrate's office couldn't thank you enough." This was the truth. Young Master Li shopping on the streets was much more effective than when the magistrate office sent their people out to investigate them. Since there are swindlers, buying fakes accidentally should be pretty normal. Expression stiffening, Li Yu did his best to regain some sense of dignity. "From what I can see, those rocks inside the fish tank seem pretty real, too." With a pt, Wang Shi laughed uproariously. "Young master, please don't tease this old servant. Any one of those rocks inside His Highness's fish tank are all genuine goods, all picked out from the storage room and polished." "What?" Li Yu jumped in shock. "Everything inside the fish tank are all real. The red and blue stones that he loved to throw around when he was bored, the purple rock that he randomly flipped and knocked over, were all real." Wang Shi nodded cautiously. "And they are all high-quality gemstones. To call them valuable and priceless is no exaggeration." Li Yu, who played with valuable and priceless gemstones without even realizing it. Li Yu originally thought that for Jing Wang to get fish a silver stone bed and gold silk grass blanket, it was already extravagant enough. Who knew that he was swimming on a pile of real gems every day? Because these gemstones weren't very shiny, fish didn't notice at all and thought they were some normal colored rocks. Looks like buying fake goods had nothing to do with his luck. It's his eyesight that was the real problem. Li Yu feebly leaned against the wall. "Wang Gong, I want to be alone for now." According to Jing Wang's orders, Wang Gong was supposed to give young Master Li whatever he wanted. However, if young Master Li mentioned other people. Before, young Master Li was always talking about a little fatty for a while. Jing Wang wanted Wang Shi to investigate who that was. Wang Shi thought it sounded familiar, but so far, he still hadn't found out who that fatty was, but now there was also a jing. An alarm bell started ringing loudly in Wang Shi's heart. He hastily asked on behalf of his master, "Jing Wang, young master, you have to speak more clearly. Who is Jing? Why do you want him?" "Li Yu. It's so hard to communicate with ancient people." After letting Li Yu wait for 2 days, Wang Shi got Li Yu a silver hourglass. Li Yu specifically tested the hourglass against his transformation time limit. After the sand ran out inside the hourglass, it was basically 2 hours, just perfect for use. From then on, Li Yu placed the hourglass into his portable storage space. As soon as he changed into a human, he'd take it out. That way, he didn't have to be agitated and on the edge all the time. What he didn't know was that after he was left alone, Wang Shi told Jing Wang about Li Yu's request for the hourglass word for word. How could Jing Wang act perfunctory in obtaining something Xiao Yu wanted? Although hourglasses weren't particularly expensive in this dynasty, they were mostly for decorations and weren't very accurate. The one that Li Yu received wasn't the same. Jing Wang had specifically asked the craftsman from the imperial palace to make it. The time was also specifically calibrated so it was much more accurate than normal hourglasses. At the bottom of the hourglass in an inconspicuous place, there was a faint engraving of a fish. Jing Wang was used to scheming for Xiao Yu. Seeing the human Xiao Yu carrying the hourglass everywhere he went put Jing Wang in a great mood. He just liked to leave his mark thoroughly, inside and out, on everything that Xiao Yu ate and used. End chapter.